Manga Wido.
My name is Hiroki Natsukawa. This is my sister, Reina. As you can tell, I'm not exactly a super attractive person. She's great looking with a nice body. My classmates often said they couldn't believe we were siblings. That's how different we were. My sister was really fun to talk to and easy to get along with. Normally, she'd be a sister that I could be proud of. But I didn't like her. It was because she was rude to me. What the hell? That hurt!
Sorry, you were too small for me to notice.
You're lying! You hit me on purpose!
What? You got proof or something? You think you can talk back to me when you're as ugly as you are?
She was pretending to be a perfect girl outside, so she apparently had quite a bit of stress inside. She was using me to take it all out on. My sister was also incredibly good to my parents too, so they didn't know her true personality. Of course, I kept trying to explain things to my parents, but I wasn't good at communicating, and she was an excellent actor. I couldn't tell them how I felt. My parents raised both of us with lots of love, however. Here you go. This is what you wanted, right? Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. Thanks, Dad.
Reina, here, you get this wallet. I saw you looking at it like you wanted it. What do you think?
Thank you, Mom. It's so nice.
My parents were giving us love equally, so I didn't go off into the wrong path. I also felt like I didn't want to cause any problems for my parents, so I always kept it all to myself. However, as soon as we started high school, something happened that I couldn't keep to myself anymore. She had started stealing my money from me. When I asked her about it, she said,
I just borrowed a little.
She said, as a matter of factly.
Don't be all angry. I'll give it back eventually.
You're lying. You have no intention of ever returning it. That's why you kept it to yourself this whole time.
Look, I'm not some introvert like you, so I have a lot of friends. I need to use that money.
Then go work. Give me back my money. I can't hide this from my parents anymore. When I told them, they were surprised and immediately talked to her about it, but
I just borrowed it.
What did you use the money for? You didn't have enough with your allowance?
I just had a textbook I wanted.
You said you wanted to use the money for your friends. Be honest for once.
Dad, Mom, trust me. Look, I'll give the money back.
If you have it, give it back. What the hell? She was tearing up and sweared she would never steal again. My parents were shaken up and I didn't want to make things worse, so I just left it alone. Afterwards, I started hiding my bank credentials. I frequently changed where I hid them too. She must have not wanted to tell my parents about it. She stopped stealing my money. She stopped talking to me, and as she graduated tech school,
I don't have to see your ugly face anymore. Bye.
Yeah, have a nice life. She married a good-looking boyfriend and left the house. She was the worst till the very end, and I felt good that she left. Afterwards, I graduated college and started working. I had no contact with my sister at the time and was living life comfortably. But around 7 years after I started working,
It's leaking upstairs again. Can you go check real quick?
Again? It's been built over 40 years ago. Might be about that time. The roof was crumbling and the walls were cracked. The whole house was falling apart. Maybe the foundation was screwed up too. I feel like the whole house itself was tilted. We talked about what to do and decided to sell it. Right around that time, my father was diagnosed with a disease that he had to frequent the hospital for, so he had retired early. How about a mansion that's close to the hospital, huh?
I would like it if there was a supermarket near the house.
I want to live in a place with a great view. After looking for over half a year, we finally bought a mansion. It was close to a hospital and was on a nice plot of land. We chose a floor that was relatively close to the ground in case of natural disaster, and we moved. After we had finished moving and things were still a little rough, guess who showed up? Yeah, my sister.
This place looks nice. It must have been a little expensive, even if you bought it used, huh?
I mean, yeah, it wasn't cheap.
You must have bought it because Dad retired, huh? You lucky punk.
My sister must have liked the house because she started coming more frequently and sticking around for longer. Are you sure the housewife should be staying at home and doing nothing?
Shut up! I don't want you to say anything, you jobless freak.
I'm not jobless, I work from home.
Yeah, you work from home. Sounds great, but a man that doesn't go out for work is just a jobless freak to me.
I was working from home since my mom and dad needed help often. My sister would call me jobless and mock me for it. Apparently things weren't going too well at home with her husband, so she was taking that stress out on me. She would often mock me behind my parents' back, and I realized she hadn't changed one bit. I'm gonna stay in my room while she's over. Every time she showed up, I ran to my room to protect myself. A few months later, something happened that I still can't believe. My sister...
I divorced him, so I'm gonna live here starting today.
What? Came back to live with us. She listed off a bunch of random reasons for her divorce, but long story short is that she was scolded by her husband for not doing any chores and they got in a fight. Then it led to a divorce. How long are you going to live here?
Forever, of course. This is my parents' house, of course. I have a right to live here.
That's a little bit selfish, isn't it?
I'll take care of Dad and Mom so you work. You should be appreciating me.
She had taken care of my father and was also helping my mother out around the house. If she's gonna do it, I can focus on work so that might not be that bad. I was a little upset because I felt like I was just going along with her little story, but thinking about it after I calmed down, maybe there were quite a few upsides. But that didn't last long. 2 months or so after she had started staying over, she started becoming incredibly rude and saying that I should let her use my room.
I've got a lot of clothes and bags. Let me put it in your room.
Absolutely not. Just get rid of the stuff you're not using.
You should just give me your room. Oh, if I take care of Dad, then you're gonna move out, right?
What? She had mentioned that to me once, and we hadn't talked about it seriously. She just uses everything to her advantage.
Being in the same house as a jobless introvert makes me feel bad too. Can you get the hell out?
Stop being so full of yourself. You just came back out of nowhere and you're being so selfish.
Dad and Mom just need me. They don't need you, the ugly, useless idiot.
She would often come to talk to me to try to chase me out after my parents fell asleep. I was honestly tired of it. She's so annoying. That day, I was trading contact info with colleagues of mine, so I was out from early in the morning till late in the afternoon. I was gonna have to deal with that annoying girl when I get home. I should talk to Dad and Mom to chase them out. Then I got home, and just as I opened the door to my room, what the hell is this? My room was full of cardboard boxes.
I made it easier for you to leave.
I didn't say I'd leave.
You're living all comfortably at home. You're always gonna be shitty like that. This is an order. Go live alone. I command it.
Honestly, I was so furious that I just fell silent and left. If that's how you want to play. I stayed at a business hotel that night, and by next morning, I made some documents and mailed them to my house. A few days later,
What the hell is this?
my sister suddenly called me.
What are these receipts? What are you doing?
Oh, you need to pay all of that to live in the house. The admin fees, building upkeep fees, some taxes, all cost about that much in a year.
You're telling me to pay all this?
Yeah, of course. You said that I should leave, and if I'm leaving, I have no reason to pay. You're gonna live there, so you pay.
Dad is paying for all of that anyway. Why the hell do I have to pay for this?
I knew you'd made that mistake. That house belongs to me. I pay for all of it. Yes, I actually started making some money on the side after I graduated and found a job. I would go to study groups and popular investment seminars. I worked hard and was able to start making money through investments. That was 4 years ago. I helped out my family and made enough money so that I could buy a mansion outright. I'm still paying for all of the fees.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because you stole my money before. What's to say you won't try to steal it again? I didn't want to tell you.
No, but you're just a lame-o.
I've put all of the paperwork necessary for the contracts in the box I sent you. There's quite a bit, but you really should read through it all. All right, I'm not gonna pay for all the rent and whatnot, so yeah, bye! I could hear her screaming that she couldn't pay and she wanted me to come home, but I hung up. I don't care anymore. But I didn't want to cause problems with my parents. A few days later, I went home to talk about it with my family. I told them about everything and they said, "You little!"
How dare you chase out your own brother?
I'm sorry. See, I'm apologizing. I won't tell him to leave anymore.
Whatever. This is a great opportunity as any. When did you buy all those new purses and wallets?
Huh? Oh.
You bought those after you came to this house, right? How are you buying all of that after you came here?
Reina, you didn't steal from Hiroki's wallet again, did you?
No, I didn't do that.
Oh, wait. My mom stood up and went to look at her bank statements.
Reina, you stole my money.
Apparently, she had been asked by my mother to withdraw $200, and she used her card to pull out over $2,000 for herself. It's one thing to just nag at me. I cannot believe that you'd steal from your own mother.
No, I was gonna pay you back.
You little...
Reina, you get out right now!
What? How could you abandon your lovely daughter?
You're a thief! I can't live with a thief!
You don't come back till you figure things out!
What?
I don't think she'll ever fix her shit.
I'm so sorry for her behavior toward you and not noticing.
It's alright. You two were busy and I didn't say anything because I didn't want to bother you. My sister kept begging till the very end, but my dad, who was beyond furious, said that he was going to remove her from the family and chased her out. He locked the door and she vanished after a bit. According to her friends, she surfed between her friends' couches for a while before finding a job in a factory and living in the dorms there. She works from early in the morning till late at night, and she's been crying every day. She hasn't been working at all recently, so that's her fault. If she didn't try to chase me out, if she didn't steal my mom's money, maybe she could have stayed at the house peacefully. Talk about karma. I'm going to continue to live with my parents in this mansion going forward. I really don't ever want to hear her till she really has a change of heart.
Welcome! Welcome. Right this way, please. I'm Miwako Tamaoka. I'm 26. I've been working at this Italian restaurant ever since I was in high school. One pasta, one risotto.
Coming right up.
It was a really popular restaurant in the area. Recently, they built a new train station near this area, so this place was always full of customers. I was a full-time employee here. My uncle and his wife owned this place. They didn't have kids, so they wanted me to take over the restaurant someday. So after college, I started working here full-time as an official employee. 2 years ago, they built a new university right behind the restaurant. I came up with some new menu items hoping to attract students here. And it worked like a charm! Sales went through the roof. My uncle and his wife were really happy for me.
Well done, Miwako.
Yeah, keep those ideas coming. Will do! I'm gonna work even harder and make them proud. I loved this place, but I had one problem. This guy, Takeshi Okubo.
You came up with new menus again? Ugh, stop doing this. You're stealing customers away from my store.
He was an old classmate of mine. His dad owned a Korean barbecue restaurant nearby. That's where he worked, but
This place is a dump. Shut it down already.
his store wasn't doing well and he blamed me for it. If you're not going to order anything, please leave.
What? I'm a customer.
No you're not. You're bothering the other customers.
Shut up. Just shut this place down already.
I don't think so. Don't you have work to do?
Shut up.
If you're not going to leave, I'm going to call the cops. He was always bothering us. We couldn't take it anymore, so we decided to ban him from this restaurant.
Sorry, but you're not welcome here anymore.
What? I'm a customer.
No, you're not.
If you come in here again, we're calling the cops! I'm serious!
Ugh.
He came back a few days later. He was lurking around the restaurant, so we called the cops on him. After that, he finally stopped bothering us. He's so annoying. Whatever. Just glad he's gone. And so, peace returned to the restaurant. Then one day, this man came into the restaurant. He looked like he was in his earliest 20s. As he walked in, he said he wanted to ask me something.
Is it possible to rent this place out?
Of course!
How many people can you fit in here?
Up to 35 people.
Do you have course menus and stuff?
Yeah, we do. There are 3 types. You can choose from the $20, $40, or $60 course meal. Here, take a pamphlet. He wanted to rent the place out, so I handed him a pamphlet. After asking me a few questions, he said he'll get back to me, then left. A few days later, we got a call. The guy from earlier rented out the place and made a reservation for 35 people. He ordered the most expensive course. All right, 35 people. And he ordered the most expensive course. Can't wait. But then, on the day of the reservation, why isn't anyone showing up? Nobody showed up. We called the number of the guy used to make the reservation, but the number was no longer in service. We had caller ID, so it was the right number, but we didn't know what to do. What are we gonna do with all of this food? If this all goes to waste, we'll lose a lot of money. More than an hour went by. It was over, but then someone slammed open the front door.
Hey, sis, there are 10 of us. Can we get a table?
Daisuke! It was my younger brother. He attended the college nearby. He always came here to eat. Today, He was with his friends from the judo club.
Why isn't anyone here? You guys closed today?
This place was usually packed around this hour, so he noticed something was up. I told him what happened, so yeah, nobody showed up.
And you can't reach them.
No, I think they blocked us or something.
All right, then. Well, in that case, this food is ours.
Huh?
Can we have it? We'll pay for everything.
But this is a lot of food.
No worries. You guys okay with that? Yeah. All right, everyone. Call your friends and tell them to get over here. We can't waste all this food. Let's eat, boys. All right.
And they started calling their friends. A few minutes later, more members of the judo club showed up. There were about 20 of them. They were all big and they started eating. An hour later, all the food was gone. Daisuke, you're a lifesaver!
No worries. We were hungry anyways, so... That was delicious. Can I come back here again?
Of course! After that, his friends from judo club started coming to our restaurant. Phew, that was a close one. But I guess everything worked out. It was such a relief. 1 week later, when I was getting ready to open shop, it felt like someone was watching me. I looked around then. Not him. It was Takashi. Then he came up to me and said,
Looks like you're doing quite well for yourself.
"Yeah, no thanks to you.
You're stealing our customers.
Not my problem. Stop bothering us. Want me to call the cops again?" He looked pissed, but when he left without saying anything, what did he want? Something was up. Whatever, time to get back to work. But then... Huh? What the? It was the guy from the other day! Is he the guy who canceled on me? But then, why is he here? I was confused, but then he said,
You work here, right? Did anyone cancel on you recently?
Yeah. How did you...
I know who did it. It was that guy you were just talking to, Takashi.
Huh? His name was Shinichi Aikawa. He worked part-time at Takashi's dad's restaurant.
The other day, his dad told me to come here and ask you if it was possible to rent the place out.
I see, so that's why you were asking all those questions.
Yeah, so I told him what you told me, but then one of my friends that I work with, he overheard them talking. They were planning to make a fake reservation to mess with you.
So it was them. They did it on purpose to mess with us.
I thought he just wanted me to get some information, but I had no idea. I'm really sorry.
Hey now, it's not your fault. Hold on. Can you take a look at something? I showed him the number that they used to make the reservation. That's his dad's number. So it was Takashi's dad. I told my uncle right away.
I'm gonna sue him!
This is unforgivable. But then,
Hey, sis. You got a table for 5?
Daisuke showed up. He realized something was up. He asked me what was going on, so I told him about what had happened.
All right. I got an idea.
Huh?
You can sue them, sure, but that'll take forever. I got a better idea. We'll get them back for you.
Then he took his phone out and started calling his friends. Then he started going over to their restaurant almost every day with their friends. It was all you could eat, so...
More meat, please, and more vegetables.
Same here.
More rice, please, and 5 vegetable plates.
He reached out to big guys in his school. He even reached out to athletes from other schools. And they did this almost every single day. They ate a ridiculous amount of food every time. Takashi's place was losing money like crazy. A few weeks later, they could no longer offer all-you-can-eat menu. But that was the only good thing about their place, so 2 months later, they went out of business.
Vegetables cost a lot, so we ordered lots of that.
We ate so much meat.
I ate a month's worth of meat.
A month? More like a year.
We were all speechless. Well, they paid for the food, so I guess they did nothing wrong. My uncle and his wife thanked them by giving them a discount coupon. After what they did for us, it was the least they could do. And so, peace returned to the restaurant. And Aikawa, the guy who told us about Takashi's plans, he started working with us. He even brought some of his friends with them. They hated working for Takashi's dad anyway, so they were all good too. It was nice to have them on board. As for Takashi, he was out of a job now, and nobody was hiring these days.
Hey, can you hire me?
Seriously? You're pathetic.
Ah!
And I'd never hire you. Get out.
Ah!
I heard his dad had to sell his house and pay for his debt and stuff. Whatever. Not my problem. I had my own restaurant to worry about, so I didn't care about them anymore. It was a rough couple months, but glad everything worked out.
My name is Togo Amagi. I work as a handyman in this town. I clean, work part-time jobs, take out the dogs, and repair roofs. I do anything, as long as I'm asked nicely. I used to be Yakuza, but I washed my hands from that business and started working as a handyman about 9 years ago. After graduating middle school, I ran away from my shitty parents and went to my friend's place. They were all pretty bad people, so before I knew it, I was Yakuza as well. Taking back owed money and protecting cabaret girls, I did it all. But one day, one of our low-level guys started inviting people to take money from elderly folk. That made me snap out of it. The local grandmas helped me out, which let me stay alive. You gonna try to take money from them? Of course not! You have to take care of your elders. Our gang wasn't that big to begin with, so I just paid some money to get out and started working as a handyman, since I couldn't find a real job, having only had education up to middle school. By the way, I took a loan out for $50,000 to get out of the gang. Last year, I paid that loan off and I was crying out of joy. Alright, time to go home and have a nice beer after a long, hard day's work.
Oh, hey, Togo. Thanks for cleaning my gutters today.
Oh, hey, Amara. Where are you headed?
I ran out of some rice, so I'm gonna go buy some.
Rice is heavy, huh? I got it. Just stay at your house and I'll bring some by.
Thank you, Togo. You're seriously such a lifesaver.
There are a lot of elders in this area. There's a really big shopping area in the middle of town, so it's almost always busy. I have a small office in the corner of this area, so I've almost always got someone that needs help. I didn't have any shortage of work. That day, I bought what I was asked for and headed back to the office as usual. That kid has been there for a while. There was an elementary school-aged child sitting in front of the bookstore. Thinking back, he was sitting in that same spot this morning too. The store manager came out, so I asked her about it, but apparently he's there almost every day now.
He never buys anything. He just sits there.
Whose kid is it?
I don't know. He won't tell me its name, and it's kind of getting in the way of my business. Can you take him?
Oh, come on, I don't know how to look after a child.
You're a handyman. You got this. I'll pay you.
She just shoved bills towards me and told me to take the child before returning to her store. I mean, she gave me the money now. I should at least talk to the kid. Hey, kid, it's cold outside. Go home.
I can't go home because my dad is working at home.
Your dad working from home? That's all the hype now. You've been here since this morning, right? You're gonna collapse in the cold if you stay here. Whatever. I'll buy you something over there. Come with me.
I don't need it.
You're just getting in the way of the lady's business if you sit there. He was acting all tough and strong, but the second I opened the door to the cafe, he stood up in excitement. Maybe it was his first time walking into a cafe. He was so excited to see the inside of a cafe. You want pancakes?
Yeah!
The second some warm pancakes showed up, he put on the biggest smile I could imagine. After he finished eating, he must have felt a little more at ease. He said that his name was Takumi Kai.
My dad does this thing called stocks, and he's always chasing me out because he wants to focus during the day.
Huh. Your father makes money off of investments, huh?
Yeah. He used to go to work, but he quit last year.
He quit last year and started investing? He must be really confident in his skills.
But he's just been losing money. That's what Mom said.
Apparently, his old man didn't have much skill, but started investing and has been losing since. What a shitty dad.
My dad bought a bunch of books and computers and stuff, and he ran out of money, so Mom is working hard to try to pay it all back.
Apparently, the mother works a part-time job and is almost never home. How could you leave this kid all alone? What shitty parents! Eventually, it started getting dark, so he said that it was a good time for him to come home, so I sent him off. A girl came out that was around high school in age. Apparently, she was his sister, named Asami.
Sorry for my brother.
He's still young. Don't leave him alone like that.
I understand. I'm so sorry.
But next week, he was sitting in front of the futon store again. You get chased out again, bud? What about your sister?
She started working a part-time job.
I see. So it's just your dad at home and you got chased out.
Yeah, he says that he can't make money if I'm around.
Okay, fine. Come with me. I thought I'd buy him pancakes. I couldn't think of another way to handle a child. He was smiling again and told me that he was so happy and kept thanking me. Why are you always here anyway? Why don't you go out with your friends in the park?
My friends don't hang out with me.
Why not?
I stopped my friends from going home a while back and we hung out till it was dark and his mom came and got really mad.
I mean, yeah, if my kid didn't come home past dark, a good parent would be worried.
And then I couldn't hang out with him anymore.
I kind of saw myself in him. Alright, fine. The next time you're chased out, come to my place.
Huh? To your place?
I work as a handyman. My office is right around the corner. Here's the address. When I handed him my address, he was so happy to have received his first business card. How could you chase this innocent child into the streets like that? His parents are seriously fried. I thought about lecturing them, but then I might fight them, so I figured I'd keep it to myself. If I'm not in the office, you call me. The phone number is right there.
I don't have a phone.
Okay, here, take this then.
What is this?
It's a prepaid card. You don't know how to use payphones?
What is a payphone?
Oh my gosh, kids nowadays! I was shocked at the generation gap before I walked into the nearest payphone and showed him how to call me. Now you know how to call me, yeah? Call me anytime you need help. I'm a handyman, so I'll do anything. Every time he was chased out and called me, I spent time around him. He would come to my office and started clean as a thank you. I would give him snacks as payment for cleaning around the office, and he would often smile. I was being healed by him. If I had a son, maybe this is what it would be like. I mean, I don't even think I could find a wife, but... 2 months later. Huh? I got a random number from a landline. Hello, you've reached Toko Handyman Services.
Can I order a pizza?
Huh? We're not a pizza service.
Please, I'm in a hurry.
I heard an adult from the other end of the call. Hurry up! You haven't finished?
Please, hurry, I'm begging you.
I was very familiar with this voice. Is this Takumi? What's going on? You alright?
Yes, that's right. My location is 3rd Street, 2nd block. You'll see the house with a red post box.
You want my help, right?
Yes, sir.
How many? Who's there?
Probably about 10 adults worth of pizzas, please. How long will you be?
Got it. I'll be there in 10. I hung up and got on my bike before pedaling like I've never pedaled before. I just prayed I made it in time. Hello, I'm here for delivery. That was fast. Wait, where's the pizza? You're Takumi's father? Where's Takumi? Who the hell are you?
Help! They took Mommy and Sis!
I heard his screaming from inside. I shoved the father out of the way and walked inside. There was a group of Yakuza lobbies and Takumi's sister along with his mother. You're not pizza delivery. Who the hell are you? Yeah, I've never cooked pizza in my life. Who the hell are you? You've got nothing to do with this. Get out of here! I have everything to do with this. I'm a handyman, hired by that young man right there. What did you say? The Yakuza stood up and started walking towards me. I grabbed his arm and twisted him to the ground. What the hell? This is all it takes to be a Yakuza now? Hey, you seem to be pretty tough, but you need to back away. We're here for business. Business? Yeah, we've already settled things with that man over there about what we're gonna do with this hoe. Settle things?
They're saying that they're gonna take my sister because he won't pay up!
He was bawling while trying to tell me what was going on. I see. Thanks for telling me. Hey, you! How dare you sell your own daughter? Huh? You all better smarten up too. What clique are you with? You doing this kind of business this day and age and you realize the higher-ups aren't going to be alright with it, right? The seemed-to-be leader yelled at me, so I knocked some teeth out. Then I heard police sirens. While I was on the way, I called some people I knew in the police. I guess they made it in time. I called the police. How dare you go against our morals? You all will pay. Shit! Run! The cheap thugs ran out of the yard, but it was too late. The police were right outside, and before I knew it, the house was crawling with law enforcement. Afterwards, Asami told the cops that she was about to be taken away, before the thugs were taken away. We also went to the station to fill out some paperwork.
Thank you so much! You've saved us!
You're safe now.
Thank you! You saved my sister!
The father was trying to sneak away. We need to go talk to the police, don't we, buddy? Let go of me, I didn't do anything! Of course you did. You were trying to sell your daughter and now you're trying to run? It has nothing to do with you! I do have something to do with this. I was hired by Takumi to work. A handyman has his morals. How dare you almost harm my client? You're supposed to protect your kids. You better bite down, old man. Unfortunately, I was stopped by a police officer before I could lay one into him. They found out that he was trying to sell his daughter, though, so he was also arrested and taken away with the Yakuza. I guess all was well. 3 days later, while I was eating some cup noodles in my office, Takumi and his sister, along with his mother, showed up.
Thank you for protecting my kids. I can't thank you enough.
Oh, it's really no big deal.
I'm sorry, but I just had so many jobs. I had to work to pay off debt. I was barely home. I didn't know this would happen.
You didn't do anything wrong, Mom. Yeah.
I'm sorry for putting you guys through this.
This mother was also a victim of that man's actions.
We're going to be moving away in the countryside now. I know you took great care of us, and I'm sorry for not being able to thank you properly.
Don't worry about it. I had so much fun talking to Takumi. Right, Takumi?
Yeah, I was so glad to talk to you.
You guys have a great time, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna take great care of Mom and Sis. I will also support my mother.
You're probably gonna have a tough time raising 2 kids, but you got this.
Thank you.
They moved shortly after. By the way, about the father. He couldn't pay off his debt, so a month later, when I passed by his house, it was empty. He must be fishing for crab in the northern seas, but I don't care about what happens to a piece of shit like that. I get messages from Takumi sometimes, showing photos of his cooking. The 3 of them were all in the photo, smiling. And I'm sure without that huge burden of a father, they were all able to find their happiness. My parents were also terrible, so I grew up terrible. But I think Takumi can do better. I'm gonna work hard as a handyman and pray for their happiness.
I am Hikari. I have a younger sister 2 years younger than me. Her name is Kaori. Kaori is pretty as an idol, and people around her were proud of her growing up. She is also a popular girl who gets good grades and good at sports. Perhaps because of this, she began to look down on me, who was ordinary both inside and outside.
I feel sorry for you, sis, because you were never told you were pretty.
Kaori has the worst personality, but she plays the good girl in front of everyone else. The first bitter memory I have is when I was in elementary school.
Kaori, you took my hairpin. Give it back. Why? It doesn't even suit you, so it's fine, sis.
It's my favorite. You have so many.
But I want this one. See? It looks 100 times better on me than it does on you.
I was angry and told my parents so they could scold her, but...
I'm sorry, but my sister was so cute wearing this, so I wanted to be cute too.
Kaori fake cried. I was taken aback by the deliberateness, but my parents patted Kaori's head, saying, There. You're the big sister, so give it to your little sister. After that, every time us sisters fought, my parents would just say, You're her big sister, you have to put up with it. And every time that happened, Kaori would laugh triumphantly. So I gradually stopped relying on my parents. Then time passed and I went to college. As I started living on my own, the university was within commuting distance from my parents' house, but...
Oh, it's in here! It's in here! I got 30,000! This is the dress I wanted! I'm so lucky!
Hey! How many times do you have to take my stuff? Give my money back, too!
Nope. What's yours is mine, sis.
It went on. In high school, she took my part-time job money and personal belongings all the time. I wanted to distance myself from the whole family because I no longer trusted my parents, as well as my sister. I left home the day after my high school graduation, promising to take care of my tuition and living expenses by myself through scholarships and part-time jobs. I felt great that day when I was released from home. Time passed, and several years later, I'm now a working adult. And now, just like that time when I was in college, I was experiencing the same sense of liberation.
I feel refreshed.
I felt so refreshed that I feel like I can do anything now. As I sipped a can of Chuhai in the park at night, I thought back to what had just happened. I was living with my boyfriend, Naoya. He's tall, well-educated, and handsome. He is a perfect prince with no faults. I met Naoya through a friend at university who introduced me to him, and we started dating after he confessed his feelings for me when I was still in school. At the time, I was envied by my friends around me, and to be honest, I was feeling a little good about it. Above all, I was saved by the fact that there was someone who liked me.
Hikari, will you move in with me after graduation?
What?
We're in different universities, so our time together is limited, right? And after we graduate, that's gonna be gone too. I want to spend more time with you, Hikari.
Naoya, I'm so glad. I was thinking it would be great if we could live together too.
That means you're okay with it, right? Yes! I'm looking forward to it!
And so, we started living together right after graduation. Naoya joined a well-known company as a new graduate. I also got a job at a small company. I work at the company I admire, and when I go home, the man I love is there. Both work and private life was going well. I thought so, but after living together, I gradually began to notice some of Naoya's faults. Well, I guess it's a mutual thing, and we lived together to find out the good and bad. One day, a few months after living together, when I was shopping with Naoya...
Ah! Sis! Long time no see!
Kaori? Why are you here? I ran into Kaori by coincidence. My sister is currently a college student and apparently commutes from her parents' house. I was surprised by my sister's appearance since I heard the university was quite far from my house and place of work.
I changed my department this year, and the school building for that department's nearby. Coincidence, right?
Change departments? That's not an easy thing to do, is it?
I guess so. It's a lot of work just to change departments, and the new one I'm in is nursing, so I worked pretty hard.
Kaori is a girl who's willing to put in a lot of effort for herself. When I heard that she was in the nursing department, I assumed that she was planning to date a doctor in the future. Otherwise, this Kaori would not have chosen a job in nursing, where she has to put others first.
Hikari? Is that your sister?
Yeah. This is my sister, Kaori.
Wait, what? Is that your boyfriend, sis?
By the time I thought, oh no, it was already too late. Kaori's eyes lit up when she saw Naoya.
Wow, he's so handsome. Good on you, sis. That's my big sister.
Kaori immediately played her usual good girl and nudged me in a friendly manner.
Nice to meet you, Kaori. I'm Naoya. I'm dating your sister.
Naoya-san, thank you for taking care of my sister. I like to hear all kinds of story. That's right. Why don't we all go out to dinner?
Wait, that's...
Because Naoya-san might become my brother-in-law, right? I want to get to know him.
That sounds good. I want to hear about what Hikari was like when she was little, too.
Oh my! Yay!
I entered the restaurant feeling uncomfortable. During the meal, seeing Kaori happily talking to Naoya from start to finish, I was dumbfounded that she was doing it again. Kaori has always wanted everything that belonged to me since we were little. Not only my favorite clothes, accessories, and cosmetics that I bought with the money from my part-time job, but even my very first boyfriend. The second boyfriend I had in my third year of high school was also taken by Kaori while we were studying for exams. What they said in common after breaking up. Because your sister is prettier. At that time, I cried until my eyes swelled up, and I hated Kaori with all my heart. Because of these things in the past, I could understand Kaori's thoughts as if they were my own. In fact, it might be obvious to anyone.
Naoya-san, you are so wonderful. I'm so jealous of my sister.
I felt indescribable, as she was definitely locked on to Naoya. We parted after just eating that day. But when I took my eyes off her, Kaori forcefully asked for Naoya's phone number.
I want to talk to you more, and I want to send you some pictures of my sister from the past. Don't you want it?
Well...
He was pushed into it like that.
I couldn't say no since she's your sister.
I couldn't blame him if he said so. A few days later, Hikari came to visit us at our house. It was Naoya who told her about the house, according to him.
I thought sending photos would be more exciting to talk about our memories while looking at photo albums together.
She told him, so he invited her over. After that, she started coming to my house again and again for some reason or another. Kaori dictated the pace completely. She told him, so he invited her over. After that, she started coming to my house again and again for some reason or another. Kaori dictated the pace completely. And, again, after Kaori left, some of my things were missing. Being disgusted by Kaori's behavior, I questioned her about it the next time she came. But Kaori didn't seem to be offended, saying, I'm prettier than you, so it suits me better. It was a repetition of that. It started there. I don't know how many times it's happened already, but during our usual quarrel, Naoya came home. It was a holiday, but Naoya had gone to work for half a day, and Kaori came to visit during that time.
Kaori, welcome! What's going on?
I explained the reason why we had a fight. At the time, we were fighting about the fact that Kaori stole a dress that I bought with my first salary and have only worn once when she came to visit us last time. And she was tyrannical enough to wear that dress today. I thought this would unmask my sister. But
You don't have to get mad for that. If you want a dress, I'll buy it. Kaori, it looks good on you. So cute.
what?
Really? Ah, I'm so happy.
Kaori looked at me for a moment with a triumphant expression. Then she slipped closer to Naoya. Naoya kind of looked satisfied as well. Could Naoya also like Kaori? Come to think of it, there were a few days recently when Naoya came home late. Maybe he was meeting with Kaori. I was living a normal life with such suspicions, but the day finally came. I ran into Kaori as I was leaving the nearest station on my way home. Apparently she was waiting for me. Kaori grinned and started talking to me. I have something to tell you. What do you want?
Naoya-san really is the best. He's cool, tall, stylish, well-educated, works for a famous company, and has a secure future. I'm really grateful to you, sis. I don't even need to go for a doctor. I'm on the winning side.
What are you trying to say? I'm tired and I want to go home.
In other words, give me your boyfriend.
I sighed at the predictable turn of events. I'm no longer impressed when her scummy behavior is this consistent. Sure.
What? I can?
Kaori is taken back, as if my reaction was unexpected. Yeah, you really want him? Now he gets pretty jealous. Are you okay with that?
What is that? An appeal that he loves you? You're pretending to be strong. It's hilarious.
It's not like that.
You don't have to try so hard. But I'm glad you're frustrated, sis. I like seeing you lose. Actually, Naoya already asked me out.
What? My heart thumped. I went home with Kaori to confirm the truth. Naoya was home first and was surprised to see us together for a moment. But when I asked him about Kaori, he spoke up as if he had given up.
I'm really sorry. I fell in love with Kaori. I was talking to her about the problems I've been feeling since I moved in with you, Hikari. And she said she would accept my everything. And I was so happy.
Because I like everything about you, Naoya. I feel bad for sis, but I can't help it. I can't suppress my feelings. Right, Naoya?
Yeah. I also think you're the only one for me, Kaori.
I'm so happy. I love you, Naoya.
I love you too.
Two idiots flirting in front of me. I was prepared for it, but I can't keep up with them anymore. Well then, I wish you two happiness. I said goodbye to both of them and left. As I walked alone at night with my luggage bag, my heart exclaiming in delight! Yes! The reason I cried out in joy. I've been hopeful ever since Kaori told me how she felt about Naoya. We finally got to break up, and amicably. I was so happy it made me want to run for no reason. I bought a can of Chuhai at a convenience store and headed to the park at night in a good mood. Then, with a big smile on my face, I sipped on my drink and enjoyed the excitement of the moment. I stayed in a hotel for a few days after that, and then I rented an apartment and started living alone. A few months later, while I was enjoying being alone, I received a phone call from Kaori. I didn't want to pick it up, but I was a little curious about what happened since then, so I pressed the call button.
Sis, help!
Kaori crying and screaming on the phone. I sensed what was going on with that one word. In fact, Naoya is quite the possessive type. Sharing location is a given. He would blame her for not responding immediately to his calls and texts whether she was working or not. At first, I thought he was a warrior, but I gradually became afraid of his excessive possessiveness. I wanted to break up with him, but I felt that if I told him that, he would do something dangerous. That was the concern. Yes, I was troubled because I wanted to break up with him, but couldn't act. And then Kaori went for Naoya. It was something I could only wish for.
I can't believe he was like that! He didn't look like that!
That's the same with you. You two were just hiding your true selves. I sensed a bad vibe from Naoya and tried my best not to provoke him. But there was no way Kaori would be able to do the same. She got fed up with his possessiveness and said, "You're too much, I'm breaking up with you," and ran away. From there, the barrage of texts and calls from him began. He kept calling from different numbers and accounts even though she blocked him and refused his calls. He even used a detective to locate her address. And Naoya is currently in front of her parents' house. Kaori was so scared that she panicked and called me. Hearing the current situation, I sighed. I don't know how many times I should sigh for Kaori. It's your fault for taking other people's boyfriends.
I'm so sorry, sis! I'm sorry, so help me!
I don't feel sorry for her no matter how much she cries. But thanks to this deceitful girl, I was able to leave him, so I was grateful for that. But I wasn't going to my parents' house just to help her, so I decided to just send her advice over the phone. Call the police, and if he's ranting about anything, record it if you can. Sis, just do as I say. As your sister, it's the least I can do. I hung up the phone. She should have called the police first instead of me. She's supposed to be smart, but she really is hopeless. After that, her boyfriend was arrested for stalking. Kaori was traumatized by this, couldn't afford to act like a good girl anymore, and told her parents about everything when they came home. When our parents learned of their daughter's true nature, they asked an acquaintance who was a priest to reform her, and Kaori was sent to a temple. She seems to be crying every day, cleaning and training. Hopefully, under the gods and Buddha, she will become a little bit more decent. As for me, I'm free from both my possessive boyfriend and my deceitful sister, and I'm enjoying my time alone, grateful for my normal life. From now on, I don't have to worry about getting plundered, and I'll find a nice boyfriend. But before that, I need to develop my eye for men. I have to improve myself first. I'll do my best.
I'm Haruka Kizaki. I started working as a hostess after high school. My parents were in debt and I had to help them out financially. I was only doing it for the money at first, but it was actually pretty fun. I was almost done paying off my debts, but I wasn't thinking about quitting right away. I was starting to like this job. One day, I met this guy named Yuya. His boss was taking him out for drinks that night.
I had no idea hostess clubs were this much fun. You're really fun to talk to.
Oh, thank you.
But, I feel like I've seen you somewhere before.
Same here. Wait.
Huh?
What's your last name?
Otake.
I knew it!
Why?
Oh, a thing. Never mind. But it wasn't nothing. I've met him before, but he didn't recognize me. Can't say I blame him, though. Here, let's drink. Cheers!
Ah, sure. Cheers.
He came back to see me every now and then. Some customers treated us like objects, but not him. He was always kind and sweet. I was starting to like him, and I think he liked me too. Then one day...
Please go out with me.
I'd love that. So I started dating him, but there is something I haven't told him yet. A year later.
Hey, Haruka. Can you come with me to my parents' house this weekend?
You sure?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I'm a hostess, so...
Doesn't matter.
But I took pride in my work, and I really enjoyed it, but I wasn't sure if his parents would approve.
All right, look. If you want, we don't have to tell them what you do.
Oh.
And we're just gonna say hi. My parents are old school, so it might take them some time for them to understand, but I'm sure they'll come through. Let's start out by getting them to know you first.
He did have a point, so that's what I decided to do. A few days later, we went to his parents' house.
This is my girlfriend, Haruka.
Nice to meet you.
Wow, she's beautiful, Yuya.
Come on in. They seemed like really nice people.
So, how did you two meet?
Oh,
Dad, slow down. We just got here. Come on, eat up.
Thank you.
Haruka?
Yes?
Have we met somewhere?
You, Mom? I don't know. Dad might have ran into her, but...
Huh?
Oh, nothing.
Sorry, I must have been mistaken. Anyways, please, do take care of him.
Of course.
When he was little, the little kids used to make fun of him. He needs someone protecting him, so...
Mom, stop it!
You were always crying. Sometimes the girls in class had to help you out.
Oh, yeah.
I said stop!
I had a great time with them. A few hours later, as we were getting ready to leave, Yuya said to his parents,
Haruka and I, we're planning to start a family together, so yeah.
Good to hear. Please take good care of our son.
That's great.
Of course, I'll do my best. And so the dinner was over.
Whew.
You think I did okay?
Oh, yeah. They talked way too much, though.
Huh?
Like how I used to be bullied and stuff.
Oh, that was back in elementary school though, right?
Yeah? Well, how did you know it was in elementary school?
Oh, she said that it was when you were little, so I just assumed.
Oh, right. Hey,
Yeah?
about what I said back there? About starting a new family and all? I want to get married to you someday.
I know.
But, I'll propose to you properly when I'm ready, so for now, forget I said anything, okay?
Okay, thanks. He was gonna propose to me soon.
Haruka, hey!
Stop it!
Come on, let me take a picture.
I still worked at the hostess club. Sometimes I got annoyed at customers like him, but I needed the money, so I kept at it. Then one day, Yuya called me out. What's up?
Hey, my dad, suddenly he's against the marriage.
What? Why?
One of his colleagues from work, he went to your club the other day and...
His colleague?
Yeah, they were talking one day and he showed him a picture of you.
Wait, it was him?
So now he's against it.
I see.
But I told him to screw off and ran out. I don't need his permission to get married.
Huh?
Look, I don't care what my dad thinks about you. You're the only one for me. Will you marry me?
He pulled out a ring and asked me to marry him, but I couldn't say yes yet. His father didn't approve, and that didn't feel right to me. If we can't get his parents' blessings then, it wouldn't end well. Maybe hostesses can't get married. I should have known better. I don't want to drag him down with me. So I told him how I felt and told him we needed some time to figure this out.
What? But why?
I don't want to fight with your parents over me.
What? Screw them!
But your family. Don't say things like that. My parents got divorced when I was a kid. My mom raised me single-handedly, and she was gone now, so I knew how important family was.
But why?
I'm sorry.
You said you were gonna quit after you got married, though. Tell them that. Then maybe they'll come to their senses.
I'm quitting, that's for sure, but I don't know.
Huh?
If we're gonna get married, I need them to accept me for who I am now.
Why do you care about them so much? I love everything about you. Isn't that enough?
I don't want you guys to fight over me. I can't take that. We went silent for a while. Then a few minutes later, he said,
All right. Fine. Let's take some time off then.
Huh? What do you mean?
Let's not see each other for a while. I need time to think.
Oh, okay.
I'll call you.
We didn't talk for 2 weeks. Maybe it's over. But I think it was for the best. But then one day, I got a call from an unknown number. It was Yuya's mother. Hello?
Hello, dear. Sorry to call you out like this. I got your number from Yuya. You two are taking some time off, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I wanted to ask you something.
Okay. She found out about my job. I thought it was over, but then...
You went to Kitahara Elementary, right?
My heart skipped a beat. Yeah. How did you know?
I knew it! I knew I recognized you from somewhere!
Yuya and I used to be classmates back in 6th grade. I was only there for a year, but we attended the same elementary school. How did you know?
I was looking at the old yearbooks, and you still had that mole under your left eye.
But my last name is different now, and I look nothing like I used to.
I know, but it just hit me, you know?
My parents split up when I was in 7th grade, so my last name changed and I had to move out of the city. Then, when I started working at the hostess club, I got in a fight with one of my colleagues. She hit me and I got this big scar on my face. That's when I decided to get plastic surgery. I wanted to change myself. So now I look like a completely different person. That's why Yuya didn't recognize me. I thought about telling him, but I couldn't. And I was scared to. I was afraid that he might leave me if I told him the truth. Yuya doesn't know about any of this, though. I couldn't tell him.
Don't worry about that, dear.
I'm sorry. I should have told you guys everything from the start.
It's okay, really. I can't believe he didn't recognize you, though, after everything you did for him.
Then she started telling me about the time when she first saw me.
Yuya was playing in the park, and these kids were picking on him. I wanted to step in, but you beat me to it. You told these bullies to get lost, right?
Yeah.
You chased those bullies out of the park. You were so brave.
Get lost, now! It's the ugly girl! Run!
When I got home, I asked my son about you, and he told me your name.
I see.
So, it was you all along.
Yeah.
It's so nice to see you again, dear. And sorry about my husband. He's so stubborn.
Oh, no, it's perfectly normal.
Why did you start working as a hostess, if you don't mind me asking?
After high school, I had to help my mom out financially, and it was the only job that paid well enough. But now I take pride in it, and I really enjoy it.
I see. That takes me back. Huh? Listen, I'll talk to my husband, okay? I got an idea.
An idea?
Yeah, I know how to convince him. No worries. And, you should tell Yuya. If you two are gonna get married, you can't have secrets.
Okay.
I won't force you, but it's probably better to tell him everything.
Alright, thank you.
Alright, I'm gonna go talk to my husband.
Okay. I called Yuya right away.
Hello?
I'm sorry, I gotta tell you something. So I told him everything. About how we were classmates, about the plastic surgery, and everything in between. I'm sorry I never told you.
It's okay. And,
Yeah?
thanks for standing up for me.
Oh, sure.
I knew I recognized you from somewhere.
But, I had plastic surgery. You don't care about that?
I mean, I was surprised, but it was necessary, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Don't apologize. Thanks for telling me. I really appreciate it. Hey, I know. Let's look over our yearbook next time we go see my parents.
What? I don't know about that. So we made up. A few weeks later, he proposed to me again. We went to see his parents a few days later. Yuya apologized to his parents for not telling them about my past. He said that he's planning to tell them after they got to know me.
Dad? Mom? I'm really sorry.
No, it's my fault. I should have told you guys right off the bat. I'm sorry.
It's never good to keep secrets, right, dear?
I'm sorry.
Huh?
Turns out, Yuya's mom used to be a hostess as well. Many years ago, Yuya's dad was a customer at her club, and he fell in love with her. So he started going there every weekend after asking her out, and got married.
Mom? Seriously?
Oh, yeah. I was really good at it, too.
I can't believe it.
She used to be really beautiful.
Used to be?
I mean, you still are.
I see. So this is what you were talking about.
Huh?
Oh, nothing.
Yuya, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have judged her like that.
No worries.
And Mom told me about how she stood up for you back in elementary school. She's got a strong heart.
Oh, that was years ago.
You're a tough girl. Don't ever doubt that, dear.
Thank you. And so we got their blessing. I quit my job after that, and we started planning our wedding. When I first started working as a hostess, I hated it. But looking back at it, I'm glad I did it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, so... And I was no longer embarrassed about my past. What I used to do, the plastic surgery, I was done keeping secrets from people. Anyways, it was a rough couple years, but glad everything worked out.
I'm Haruya Ozawa. I'm an ordinary high school student. I live with my parents and my sister Hitomi.
You got practice? But it's Saturday.
We got a tournament coming up, so...
I see. Good luck.
Thanks, see ya! I was on the ping pong team. I started playing back in middle school. My friend Kohei Yamamoto was on the team as well.
Hey, freshman! If you got any questions, don't be shy to ask.
Yes, sir.
Can you take a look at my serve? Sure thing, go ahead!
This is Kenji Shirai. He was a year older than us. He was a pretty big guy. I was scared of him at first, but he was pretty nice. He always gave us advice. But then, 1 year later, he started acting all strange.
Your racket looks so cheap!
Huh?
Look at mine! This is one of the best rackets out there!
He was the oldest guy on the team now. He started acting like he was the boss.
Check it out! It was super expensive! So light, but it hits really hard! You guys will never be able to afford it though!
He started bragging about all the expensive things he had.
He's so annoying!
Yeah, I wish he'd stop doing this during practice. He's wasting everyone's time.
I know, right?
We were getting pretty sick of him. Then one day, he brought these really expensive rubbers to practice.
The big tournament is coming up! Put these on your rackets!
Wow, this is the really expensive type.
We can have it? Yeah, go ahead! You're welcome!
It was a really expensive type of rubber. This was nice of him. After that, we did quite well in the tournament. After the games were over, we all got together to celebrate.
Haruya, great job! You came in 3rd place!
Thanks, you too, man. You came in 2nd in the doubles tournament. That was an amazing game.
Yeah, all our hard work finally paid off!
But then, Shirai came up to us and said,
Don't you guys have something to say to me?
Huh?
You all did well because of the rubber I gave you! I guess, but we also practiced really hard and... Doesn't matter! It was definitely that rubber!
Okay?
Come on, what do you say? Thank you. Sure thing, don't worry about it!
He forced us to thank him. Then, a few days later,
Go get drinks for everyone! My treat!
he started bossing us around like this. And he was always telling us to thank him. It was really annoying. But if we said no, it only made things worse, so we had no choice but to play along. He was pretty annoying, but at least he was in 12th grade. He was almost gone, so we did our best to avoid him for the rest of the year. Then he finally graduated. It was such a relief. But then a few years later, something unexpected happened. My sister brought her boyfriend over to the house one day. She said she was planning to marry him.
This is my boyfriend, Kenji Shirai. We've been dating for 6 months now.
Hello, I'm Kenji Shirai. Nice to meet you.
Hello there.
Huh? Shirai? No way! I ran to the living room. What the?
Huh? No way!
Hi there.
How are ya? Long time no see. How you been?
Good. What are the odds? I wasn't expecting this. He was a real jerk back then, so I was worried. But he seemed really mature now. He didn't cause any trouble. Maybe it was because my mom was there, but he seemed like a really nice guy. And my sister said he was a really kind-hearted person. Maybe he changed. I probably shouldn't say anything. A few minutes later, my sister and my parents went to the kitchen. Shirai turned to me and said,
So, you're working full-time now, huh? Time flies.
Yeah.
How's work? Pretty tough, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Ha! Sucks for you! I'm super rich, so I don't have to worry about all that.
Ugh, he hasn't changed a bit. Oh well, whatever. I guess having money isn't a bad thing. Just let him be. I decided to let it go. But then, a few weeks later, I ran into him again at the house. Then, when we were alone, he whispered to me,
Hey, Hitomi told me you work at White Co.
Yeah?
I'm thinking about applying there. Pays better than my current job.
Oh, okay.
Talk to HR for me. Put in a good word, alright?
Huh? I can't do that. I just started working there.
What? You saying no to me?
I'm sorry, but I don't even know anyone in HR. There's nothing I can do. He snapped at me. But then, my sister walked back into the room. He stopped bothering me after that, but that night, he texted me. He was being really rude. He said I was useless and bragged about how he graduated from a better school than me. It was true, he got into a better school than me, but still, it was really annoying. Ugh, he hasn't changed a bit. Better warn my sister about him. I took a screenshot of everything and recorded the conversation every time he called me. I decided not to talk back to him until I had enough evidence against him. I was hoping he'd stop at some point, but it only got worse. Then one day, he called me.
I need you to organize a little get-together. Invite all the members from the ping pong team.
What? Why?
I told you, I'm looking for a new job. Maybe someone can hook me up.
But why don't you text them then?
I don't know everyone's number. Just do it. Got it?
Whatever. Wasn't that much work anyways. Let's just get it over with. And when I met Yamamoto the other day, we were talking about having a little reunion party anyway, so I called Yamamoto. He helped me organize the reunion. Lots of people are coming. Yamamoto helped me out.
Ah, sounds good.
Can you come to the venue this weekend for a meeting?
Huh? You handle it.
But you're the one who wanted to do this, and there's gonna be a lot of people, so...
I'm busy, okay? Just handle it. Just send me some pics later.
He was treating me like a servant. He asked me to run all kinds of errands for him after that, but I didn't have time for him, so I ignored him as much as possible. I think I got enough evidence. It was time to put a stop to all of this. But then, a few days before the reunion, Shirai called me and said,
Hey, come pick me up for the party, okay?
Huh? Can't you use your own car?
I want a drink. You drive. Got it?
So he asked me to give him a ride.
What's the problem?
I don't want to drive him. You know how he is.
Wait, I got an idea.
Huh? I see. That's not a bad idea.
Can't wait.
So I decided to go pick him up.
You're late. What the?
Sorry for the wait.
Wait.
Man, you should have seen the look on his face. It was priceless.
What is that thing?
You told me to pick you up, but I didn't have a license, so... This is my driver. I showed up at his house in a big limousine. He was shocked. He probably thought that limo was mine. He got in, but he looked really nervous.
This is yours?
Yeah, why? He couldn't believe it. He didn't say a word after that. But the thing is, I lied. This car wasn't mine. Yamamoto, he worked for this car dealership and he let me use one of the cars there. And the driver was just a friend of his from work. He asked him to help us out. A few minutes later, we got to the reunion. Whoa, look at this car! How much did this thing cost? Everyone started talking. Ozawa, is this your car? That's amazing! And you got your own driver? Damn! I was gonna take the train, but Shirai asked me to give him a ride, so everyone started staring at Shirai.
Shirai, you're still bossing people around like this? You haven't changed a bit. Yeah, we're not nice school anymore. Grow up. Shut up! How dare you talk to me like that? I'm older than you! So what? We're adults now. Yeah, man. Stop embarrassing yourself. No wonder you're still single.
Actually, he's going out with my sister.
Seriously? Him? Tell her to leave him. She marries him, it's over. Yeah. Want me to talk to her for you? Shut up! All of you!
Then he left without saying anything. We continued on with the party without him. His friends told me that he was really good at acting like a gentleman in front of the ladies. My sister, she worked for a really good company and she got paid really well. That's probably why he came after her. I better talk to her right away and tell her the truth. After I got home, I did just that. My sister couldn't believe it at first.
I had no idea.
Sorry I didn't say anything. I didn't want to disappoint you and I thought maybe he changed, you know? But this is who he is.
Thanks for telling me. I'm going to have a long talk with him.
A few days later, she called him and told him it was over.
At first, he tried to explain himself, but he finally snapped and showed his true colors. Then he said, "Screw you, I got plenty of other girls," and left.
Wow.
I had no idea he was like this. I'm glad you told me about him all before I got married to him. Thanks again.
After, Shirai started calling my sister, begging her to take him back.
If you call me again, I'm calling the cops!
After that, he finally stopped. After the breakup, he started drinking a lot. Then, he got into a car accident while driving under the influence, and it was the company car, so he ended up getting fired. Not sure what he's up to now, but whatever, not my problem. After breaking up with Shirai, my sister met someone at her office. He seemed like a really nice guy. A year later, she got married. And, the other day, one of my old friends I met at the reunion invited me to a matchmaking party, and I met someone. She was really nice and pretty. I was the luckiest guy alive. Shirai was pretty annoying, but if it wasn't for him, I never would have met her, so for that I was grateful. Anyways, I was just happy that he was out of my life for good. Glad everything worked out.